Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another episode of Thomas Thrift Store hauls. There isn't that many items to take a look at today, but the next couple episodes of Thomas Thrift Store hauls will have a bunch of Thomas stuff to take a look at, so I hope you're all excited for that. Anyway, let's just get straight into today's episode. First up, we have a Takealong Edward. I've already said this before, but man, Takealong is just so good at making these characters. This version of Edward has to be one of my favorite versions of Edward ever made. I mean, it just looks so good. It has the correct wheel arrangement, it has cab interior detailing, and overall just has really good proportions. Unfortunately, I don't have the tender, but this version of Edward is in much better condition than my other Takealong Edward. Overall, just an incredible item. The only other diecast engine that I have here is a push-along Thomas, and there's not really much to say about it. Trackmaster push-along as a range is pretty bad. Ironically, since we took a look at probably one of the best versions of Edward ever made, I guess it only makes sense if we take a look at probably one of the worst versions of Edward ever made. Yes, of course, I'm talking about Wooden Railway here. I understand that it's very hard for Wooden Railway to get the basic shape of most characters correct, but like, actually, what is this? Why does Edward only have 4 wheels? It looks terrible. This is like something that has always bothered me, even when I was a kid. Why couldn't they have just given him 6 wheels? I mean, yeah, it wouldn't have been accurate, but it would have looked better than whatever this is. Also, not to mention just the way Edward looks. This doesn't even look like Edward, this looks like some random ass train. Oh, but that's the style of Wooden Railway. It's meant to look super simple. Yeah, you know what else is meant to look super simple? The Golden Bear range, and that range basically encapsulated the shape of the characters pretty much perfectly. Wooden Railway is just full of so many design inconsistencies, it's so frustrating. Sometimes engines will be super low detailed, but then other times they give engines a bunch of details like buffers and like headlamps. Wooden Railway is just such a flawed Thomas range, it's not even funny. And this version of Edward pretty much explains why it is. I just don't like a lot of the designs for the Wooden Railway range. They look really bad. I don't know. This is all just my opinion. I know that a lot of people really like Wooden Railway, and that's totally fine. The Wooden Railway range just really frustrates me sometimes. I really just wanted to talk about this because this was like probably the only time I'm gonna talk about it. So yeah. And our last Wooden Railway item is Annie. It looks fine, there's not really much to say about it. On to the Trackmaster stuff, here we have the Royal Coach, which came with Duchess. It's not very good, as it's one of those Trackmaster 2 coaches, which is like really short and not very detailed. Not really much to say about it. The last motorized item is a All Engines Go motorized Thomas, specifically the one that came in the Fix 'em Up Friends set. It's alright, but there's not really much to say about it. I do like it more than the regular All Engines Go Thomas though. And the last item we'll be taking a look at today is this, well, Thomas. I'm not really too sure where it's from. It's quite a large model, but there's not really much to say about it. Let me know in the comments, what item was your favorite? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.